And now it's time for a storage story. What's up guys, Chevy58 with another Valheim video. Today we're going to be talking about building a storage unit in Valheim, and we're going to show you two versions, a quick basic this is the beginning of the game version you should be building, and a more advanced, more fancy, better looking storage unit for what you're going to be wanting to build later in game in your main HQ, your main castle. So first things first, we're going to use our hoe and level out the ground. We're going to work on them so that we can lay down some wood flooring to get that foundation in. So one key feature here is when you start the game, that box starts going widthwise. You need to rotate that. So the key here is going to be rotating the box in order to fit more boxes in the game, in this short space you have available. You don't need to access the box from air quotes the front. You can access the box from the side. So that's going to allow you to have a wider range of visibility on less boxes. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and lay down these 1x1 floor units, but we're going to go ahead and place them on the walls. You might need to alter a few wood pieces, wall pieces in order to get those to fit in. Then we're just simply going to line up our crosshairs on the base of each one to slide these boxes in. And there you have it. There is a just basic, simple, very easy, fast build. That's the core concept. I'm not going to build this one completely out, but you get the idea. However much space you have, if you're just building a tiny little hut, you build 4 or 6 of them. I usually don't recommend going higher than 3 because once you hit that 4th level, it's usually pretty hard to look into and easily access that 4th bin. So this is going to be the more advanced build. Not necessarily advanced, but just it's going to look a heck of a lot better. So we're going to go ahead and lay down some 1x2 beams on the front, as well as some 2x2 walls on the sides. Top that off with some 1x2 walls just to close that in. We're basically going to turn this entire thing into one giant piece of furniture, one large enclosure. So I'm actually going to switch to the 1-foot poles here. Sorry, 1-foot beams here. Because we're going to be able to put these 1-foot poles in between all of the notches as we go. So it's going to use the same amount of wood. It doesn't really make a difference. I'm also choosing to rotate my wood poles because you can see here, having them diamond shaped in your point of view is going to be slightly wider than just having them squared. It's just a personal preference of mine, whatever you guys like to do, but I feel like it covers up a little bit more of the storage bin space once you get those put in there. So you'll see what that looks like a little bit later in the video. So now we're going to go ahead and slide our boxes in. So the first things first, you might need to zoom in a little bit so you can get these lined up. As you can see, the more I pull it towards me, I have to aim at the floorboard that's inside. So the more I pull it towards me, the more it sticks through the bottom 1x2 beam. So you have to be very, very gentle with your mouse to get those to fit, depending on how much you care. So for this, not too particular, but just enough so that it's not really poking through the bottom beam. And that's good enough for me. So once we get this last box in, finishing out that bottom row, we're going to go ahead and go back to our wood floor 2x2 unit and place these on top. Now that is going to complete the first floor, and then we're going to throw a beam running across those floorboards. And we're just simply going to repeat this process for the second and the third shelves. once you get that second row in, you're ready to start placing boxes on the third. It is going to be a little bit hard for you to line up the crosshairs. So a couple ladders are going to help in this case, just so that you can get better visibility on this. And finally, we're going to go ahead and close this off with the top rack. If you're building indoors, you may not have that need to put the top floors in there. And then just to finish it off, just a nice trim all the way around with the 1x2 beam. All right, so we've completed our storage unit. Let's go ahead and knock down these ladders and take a look. As you can see, just kind of walking around side by side, you know, this for the most part looks like one solid piece of furniture. And that's the goal with this build, is not to look like we've created shelving units for all, you know, 16, 17, 18 bins to go on top of. We want it to look like one solid piece. Now this is just a reminder, you do have the wood stacks available. This is something that is very easily looked over at the beginning of the game, so you don't need to create so many bins if all you're going to be doing is putting wood in them. Don't forget to create those wood stacks. You can stack those like I just showed you, and it's going to open up a lot more bin space for more important things that are going to matter. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Please make sure to leave a comment below and let me know what you'd like me to show you guys in my next videos. I've sunk too many hours into this game for me to not share any of my knowledge or tips, tricks, or wisdom along the way. So please let me know what you'd like to see. Thank you guys. Have a good one.